Now we're gonna move on to Alucard from Hellsing versus Ryuk from Death Note.
I ain't gonna lie, after learning about the Philosopher's Stones, that just only furthered the Alucard choice.
That was the comparable thing I had for it, but he says it in the show, I am the bird of Hermes. Bird Hermes is a phoenix. And he's like, I'll eat my wings to gain my power. So basically, Alucard has like it's almost infinite amount of lives. And then each one of those lives has his base power, and then they go in a certain direction. That's why throughout the show, we see him show up in these multiple forms. And one of them, he's a girl in all white. These are like, it's pointing to this different alchemic sort of Hermes Trismegistus type hermetic ancient shit.
The thing I would give it to Alucard over Ryuk is that, as we stated pre-meeting, that, you know, Ryuk kind of subsists off of the Death Note. Like, he can only do as the Death Note commands. And even if he was unbound from the Death Note, you know, is there a way for him to counteract the kind of infinite life thing, as Klepto or as Floss Boss mentioned? And the answer to that is no, I don't think so. But I think
he literally have to find a new user mid-fight and be like, I need you to write his name in the book every time he
wouldn't matter. He just come back to life. Yeah.
But in all honesty, I still think y'all overlooking the fact that this man is technically Dracula, and there's no normal means to kill a vampire but to stake him or.
It doesn't matter. The Death Note doesn't. The Death Note just says you're dead. It doesn't.
Yeah,
you don't. There doesn't have to be a specific cause of death. If you're an entity with that name,
hold on.
But how does that work technically against a demon, though?
In the same way,
I was just about to ask that question. Would that still account for monsters? Right. Does it work for Shinigami too? If you write the name in the book, they die too.
That's how you would kill. That's how you kill Ryuk.
There you go then. So that's
it. Because you can do it to other Shinigami. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. I was agreeing.
Shinigami for other books.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, if there's a Shinigami that represents something else, but they know the true name of it, he could ask Light to write it within the Death Note. With that in mind.
So what if? Because I think Alucard has a true name, if I'm not mistaken. That's in the story somewhere.
It doesn't matter. If what Corey is saying and that he can just keep coming back as just different people, then
what if you speak his true name? Well, does he come back under? Hold on. Does he come back under the same name each life?